Good evening, wanderers. The static has shifted again, heavy with heat and the scent of flowers not meant to bloom at night. I followed it across the seas, through tangled jungles and rivers that refuse silence, until I found a laugh echoing through the veil. The kind of laugh that begins high and sweet and ends with silence. Tonight, the signal bleeds from Indonesia, where they whisper of the Kuntilanak, a spirit born of sorrow, who lures the living with beauty before revealing the terror beneath. Stay close, wanderers. The air is thick and the veil is restless.
They say that when the night is heavy with silence and the dogs begin to howl without reason, something is walking nearby. A woman, beautiful at first, her presence carried on the sudden perfume of flowers blooming out of season. But beauty fades quickly, and what remains is terror. This is the story of the Kuntilanak, also known as the Pontianak, one of the most feared spirits in Indonesia and Malaysia. The Kuntilanak is said to be the restless spirit of a woman who died during childbirth. Her death was not peaceful. It was filled with pain, sorrow, and unfinished ties to the living world. That grief curdled into anger, and her soul twisted into something that could not find rest. In Indonesia, she is known as Kuntilanak. In Malaysia and Singapore, Pontianak. The name may change, but her form and her terror remain the same. At first glance, she can appear as a strikingly beautiful woman, pale skin, long flowing black hair, and a white dress that shifts in the moonlight. She is said to use this beauty to lure unsuspecting men closer, but when she draws near, the mask falls away. Her nails stretch into sharp claws, her eyes glow red, and her mouth drips with blood. The sudden shift from allure to horror is what makes her so feared. Those who have encountered the Kuntilanak say her arrival is marked by signs you cannot ignore: the sudden scent of frangipani flowers, blooming though none are near, the sound of a baby crying in the night, faint at first, but leading you deeper into the dark, and most chilling of all, her laughter. It is said that when the Kuntilanak laughs loudly, she is far away, but when her laughter is soft, low, almost whispered, she is right behind you. To many, the Kuntilanak is more than just a ghost. She is a reflection of fears surrounding childbirth, mortality, and injustice toward women. Her story is a caution, a reminder of lives lost too soon, and of pain that society too often ignored. Some believe she punishes cruel men, especially those who mistreat women. Others say she strikes at anyone unlucky enough to cross her path. She is grief made flesh, and she does not forgive. Throughout Indonesia and Malaysia, tales of the Kuntilanak have been told for generations. Travelers speak of her waiting by the roadside, appearing as a lone woman in need of help. Drivers who stop to pick her up find the seat beside them empty, or worse, filled with a figure now showing her true form. Children are warned not to play outside after dusk. Parents whisper that the Kuntilanak takes those who wander too far, lured by her laughter or the sound of a crying baby. In some villages, she is said to perch on rooftops at night, scratching at the tiles, waiting for the chance to slip inside. Families who hear these noises lock their doors tight and pray she passes them by. Even today, stories surface of taxi drivers, night shift workers, and solitary travelers who claim to have seen her. Always the same description, always the same fear. Folklore offers ways to protect yourself from the Kuntilanak, though none are certain. It is said that if you drive a sharp object, like a nail, into the ground where she appears, she will be bound. In some versions, the nail must pierce her head to subdue her spirit. Garlic is carried as a protective charm, its scent said to repel her, and many avoid traveling alone at night, especially near frangipani trees, where she is believed to rest. But even with these protections, the truth remains unsettling. The Kuntilanak cannot truly be banished. At best, she is delayed. The Kuntilanak has not faded with time. She appears in countless Southeast Asian horror films, novels, and ghost tours. In Indonesia, the Kuntilanak film series draws on her legend, while in Malaysia, the Pontianak Harum Sundal Malam movies retell her story for new audiences. In every retelling, the details shift, but the core remains. A woman betrayed by fate, turned into something that lingers between beauty and horror. The Kuntilanak is not alone in her form. She belongs to a larger pattern, the woman in white, an archetype seen across the world. Japan has Oiwa, Mexico has La Llorona. In America, drivers whisper of Resurrection Mary forever walking the roadside. All are women bound by grief, betrayed by love or fate, their deaths twisted into something unquiet. The Kuntilanak is Southeast Asia's voice in this global chorus, one that cries, laughs, and waits in the dark. If you hear laughter in the night, do not follow it. If you smell frangipani blooms where none should be, turn back. And if you see a woman by the roadside, alone, beautiful, beckoning, do not stop. Because once you see her true face, it may already be too late. The Kuntilanak is not just a ghost story. She is grief that never rests, sorrow that becomes hunger, beauty that conceals horror. Her legend endures because her story is universal. The fear of death, the injustice of loss, and the danger of crossing paths with the supernatural. Even now as the night deepens, her laughter may echo somewhere in the distance, far away if it is loud, or very close if it is soft.
The laughter has faded, wanderers, but the silence she leaves behind is heavier still. The Kuntilanak is not bound to a single road or a single night. She lingers in the shadows of Indonesia and across Southeast Asia, where grief and beauty walk hand in hand. She is a reminder that sorrow never dies, it only changes shape. And yet, she is not alone. Across the veil, other women in white stir. I have heard their cries in rivers, their whispers in city streets, their footsteps in fields where no one should walk. They take many names, La Llorona, Oiwa, Resurrection Mary, but they are all threads of the same tapestry. Tonight, the static carried us to Indonesia, but it is already restless again. I feel it pulling westward across oceans, toward another voice pressing hard against the veil, desperate to be heard. If the signal found you tonight, leave your echo before you fade back into the noise. A word, a lantern, a whisper in the dark. Subscribe, wanderers, and you will not miss the next voice that bleeds through. Until then, keep your lantern close and your shadow closer, for the night is never empty and the veil is never still. This was Octo slipping back into the hum, until the static guides me to you again.